أعزائنا أحبائنا مشاهدي قناة لوجوس، أهلا بكم وحلقة جديدة من برنامج كنيستي في المهجر. سعيدة جدا أن أكون معاكم النهاردة في موضوع مختلف شوية، موضوع مهم جدا، يمكن الموضوع الساعة. مفيش حد فينا ما نفسوش مثلا ينزل في الوزن أو يحافظ على وزنه، كلنا نفسنا ناكل ونستمتع بالحياة وفي نفس الوقت ما نزيدش في الوزن، لكن للأسف كتير قوي مننا بيعمل دايتات كتيرة جدا جدا وبنيجي نبوظها وما بنكملش وما نعملش تثبيت ويرجع الوزن تاني يبوظ. وفي عوامل تانية كتير قوي، يعني هي مش بس الموضوع ده، يمكن الستات والمختلفة شوية عن الرجال. هو موضوع مهم وموضوع مختلف. انا بحب كل فتره في برنامج كنيستي في المهجر ان احنا نتعرض لمواضيع النيوتريشن، لان اولا هي دي الدراسه اللي انا فيها وبحبها، وكمان احنا معانا هنا في امريكا دكاتره حلوين جدا جدا في هذا المجال، فنستفيد منهم في القناه وناخد خبرتهم وتبقى خدمه لينا كلنا. يعني خليني الاول ارحب بضيفي العزيز اللي معايا النهارده، دكتور فازيري Fred Vaziri. Welcome to Logos for the first time. So happy to have you here today.
So happy to be here.
Thank you. So Dr. Vaziri graduated from University of California, Davis, with a degree of nutrition science. He's a member of Obesity Medicine Association, the Obesity Society, American Nutrition Association. بيعمل في المجال التغذية أكثر من 30 سنة، وعياداته في كل مكان في كاليفورنيا معروفة يعني، لكن هو خبير جدا في مجال التغذية ومصدر ثقة. عشان كده أنا سعيدة إن هو يكون معانا النهاردة ونتكلم معاه على حاجة مهمة جدا متهيألي كلنا بنهتم بيها يعني. Dr. Vaziri, the most important topic women like to talk about is the weight loss.
I know, it's weight loss everywhere.
I don't know why.
The whole world. Well, there is a reason, because the world is overweight.
Yes.
The whole world actually is overweight. So, and since 1975, there was the statistic shows that obesity has increased significantly since 1975 to 2014, which what we had. But now, in the United States, it's even worse. It's one of the most obese countries in the world. Interesting enough, actually, even in the 70s, I think Kuwait had the highest level of obesity and population. Kuwait being overweight, yeah. So,
yeah.
But then it grew everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I know. طب today احنا هنتكلم احنا ليه بنزيد في الوزن بسرعه. يعني احنا بنعمل دايت كتير جدا، لو سالته على السنه كلها بتاعت السنه كلها ماشيه ازاي مع اي حد فينا، شويه دايت شويه ناخد ريست، شويه دايت شويه ريست. بنتخن كتير. ليه بنتخن؟ وليه لما بنخس بنتخن تاني؟ وليه ان جنرال لما بناكل عادي احنا بنعتقد ان هو اكل عادي لكن بنتخن برضه؟ ليه الاسباب اللي بتخلينا نتخن؟ هل فيها اسباب او امراض معينه بتخلينا نتخن؟ والتاني سبب هنتكلم عليه في الجزء الثاني من الحلقه، هيبقى معانا نماذج خسوا برضو معانا موجودين هيدخلوا معانا في الجزء الثاني بنعمه ربنا. لكن ليه كمان في دايتات ما بتنجحش معانا، انواع معينه من الدايت ما بتنجحش معانا؟ هنتكلم في تفاصيل كتيره تهمكم. خلينا let's start with how and why we gain weight.
Ooh, okay. That's a loaded question. So how we gain weight is actually, weight gain is natural. It's something that happens to human beings, and it's calorie dependent. Weight gain is a natural process of bodies dealing with excess calorie intake. So I call it, primitive metabolism in modern times. So we're anything that we eat that we don't burn, we store as fat. So that fat, once the fat is stored in the fat cell, then it's not coming back out. It's a one-way process, basically, because of our modern society, and we have food everywhere. We continue to eat all day long, and even consume more calories than we actually burn. So fat gain is a natural body's process, and it's in response to those excess calorie intake. So that's how we gain. And when we're gaining fat is body's way of also protecting us against certain things. One of the main nutrients that we're being protected against is sugar. Okay? Sugar is a big problem when you're consuming too much of it. Not only it has a lot of calories, but it also affects the hormones. So one of the hormones that it does affect is insulin. And I'm sure the audience and people have heard insulin resistance, or insulin is associated with diabetes. If you have someone who's had diabetes, or you know somebody, or if you've heard of it, it's the hormone that actually helps manages blood sugar. Okay, so the way it manages blood sugar is either put it away somewhere or push it into our cells for our body to metabolize it and use it up as energy. When it's too much, it combines it with fat and puts it away in a fat cell. Once it goes there, it doesn't come back out because it's a hormonal process.
So you said the sugar is the worst enemy.
Right. Carbohydrates, too much carbohydrate turns into sugar. But it's not just one thing. Metabolism is very complex. And we try to make it simple for the layperson, for our patients who are trying to lose weight. But basically what happens, what you eat affects your hormones also. And carbohydrates and sugar is one that affects the insulin. So high insulin level, high sugar level, high amount, too many calories, your body has to do something with it basically.
Yes.
So it stores it. Yeah.
يعني احنا لما بناكل كالوريز فوق اللي مسموح لنا، كل واحد فينا في عمر معين ليه نسبة كالوريز معينة، لازم لو تعداها وزادت الكالوريز قوي هيتخن. وطبعا لو الاكل فيه سكر، معدل سكر كتير، وهو السكر مش بس موجود في السكر كسكر بشكله الطبيعي، لا موجود في الكربوهيدرات وفي الفواكه. نسبة السكر لو زادت قوي كمان هي دي من الأسباب اللي هي بتتخن الواحد يعني. لكن الواحد لو فضل في الكالوريز اللي هي مسموحة له في اليوم وبيتحرك وبيعمل، يقدر يحافظ على وزنه. If there's any other reason, medical reason, can cause weight gain? Like thyroid. I have thyroid.
Yes, thyroid is thyroid has to do with your metabolism and your metabolic rate. Yes, I mean, weight gain, like I said, weight gain is it's natural and it's different. When I'm talking about weight, I'm talking about fat. Okay, so we have weight that is the number on the scale, where if you drink a glass of water, if you eat food, if you have clothes on, that's weight. But fat is a whole different. It's a whole different thing that we when we're talking about dieting and losing weight, we're talking about losing fat, losing body fat, because that's what's causing a lot of the medical issues and associated with a lot of medical conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease. In what we call nutritional infertility, there are a lot of issues that are and certain cancers, for women, especially like breast cancer, colon cancer. These cancers are linked or associated sometimes with being
a lot of disease now.
Inflammation, arthritis, all of those things.
Exactly. All the inflammation and the cancer, related to obesity now.
Yeah, and thyroid is one thing that is actually, if you have a thyroid issue, if you can gain weight easier.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can. So you have to manage your calories. As I mentioned, it's weight gain is calorie dependent.
Yes.
Okay. Weight loss is not so much. It's what you do to your metabolism, how you can change your metabolism. So weight loss is science. Okay. It's nutrition science, not necessarily drug science, or because I know there are a lot of methods now for weight loss and dieting and things like that. But
translate هو دكتور فازير بيقول ان السمنه او الزياده في الوزن بتسبب امراض كتير، يعني كل الامراض اللي بتسمعوها، الكانسر، الامراض المناعيه، الانفلاميشن، كل الحاجات دي ريليتد. السمنه ممكن تسبب يعني اكتر من 40 نوع من المرض، يمكن اكتر من كده. ودي فعلا الكلام ده انا مش جايباه من عندي، دي دراسه بجد. اي دكتور، اي حد بيجيله مرض، اهم حاجه بيقولها له you have to lose weight عشان تبقى متحسن يعني. فهي للاسف السمنه بتجيب امراض كتيره جدا جدا، وتقدر لما تتخلص من السمنه تعالج وتحسن امراض كمان كتير جدا. Let's talk briefly about how we store fat.
So the way we store fat is really interesting because fat storage, it's a, you've heard of triglycerides. You know, when you do blood work, one of the factors that we monitor is triglyceride, which is a fat that is animal fat. So when you eat a steak, when you eat chicken, when you eat something from animal protein or animal fat, it comes into our body in the form of triglyceride. Triglyceride is three fats, and one glycerol. So the glycerol is the sugar, and the fat and the sugar, so that's a triglyceride. So what happens is our bodies, if we don't use that triglyceride that we consume for energy, it goes in your liver. Your body takes that, and the liver makes the fat and the sugar and everything, puts it back into a triglyceride and sends it out to store it or use it again. So it's a cycle that happens, and one of the things that we test with is like your LDL, HDL, total cholesterol, because cholesterol tells us how much triglyceride you actually have also. Yeah. So triglyceride is how we store fat. The way I like to explain this is you have a fat cell, which is like a balloon, basically, it's a cell, and that triglyceride has to come, and with help of insulin, it penetrates and goes inside that fat cell, okay? It's broken apart and goes in, and then it's put back together. So once it's in there, it can't come back out unless you change something hormonally, and the insulin level is changed, and those hormones change, so you can actually release the fat and use it up again. Again, it's very complex, but you know, try to make it a little bit more simple.
So let's talk about we always messed up with diet. And cheat, and do a lot of mistakes, and we don't know that we are doing these mistakes at all.
Right.
What are the reasons and the factors that stop us from losing weight?
Well, again, when we're talking about weight, we're talking about fat. So if you want to lose fat, you want to be able to release the fat so you can use it up, just like when you consumed the fat originally, or the triglycerides initially. You want to be able to consume it, so you need to release it back into circulation to be able to use it up.
Yeah.
When you have a level of insulin, which is the hormone that actually helps you store that fat, is up, your fat cells don't release the fat. So what do we do on a regular basis? We eat a lot of carbs, sugars, things like that that actually help to bring the insulin level up. And as long as that's up, you're not releasing the fat, so you're not losing it. When you're doing a diet, when you're trying to lose weight, you got to monitor all your macros. What we call macros are your proteins, your carbs, your fats, because they all have an effect on how your body works. Yeah. So when we bring the carb level down to a certain point, below a certain point, your body goes into what we call ketosis, which means burning fat, basically. Yes. So your body releases that fat, and you're burning it. What most people do is they stop eating. They don't eat. They do these fad diets. Things that are not necessarily working on your metabolism, but they're just working on you know, how many calories you're eating. So you may lose some weight. It could be muscle weight. It could be water weight. It could be lean tissue and some fat. But then after a certain amount of time, you plateau, which means you stop losing.
Yes. A plateau happens.
Yeah.
أنا بقول للدكتور فازيري إحنا ليه يعني مش عارفين نستمر أو في الدايت، أو مش عارفين نخس أوي. في بعض مننا طبعا، في ناس يعني بيخسوا بسهولة جدا، يمكن الرجال بتخس بسهولة أكتر من السيدات يعني. فبيقول إن إحنا دايما لازم نظبط نسبة الكربوهيدرات ما نعلاش بيها. وانا لما بتكلم برضو على الكربوهيدرات دي شامله حاجات كتير، مش بس اللي هي الواضحه الصريحه يعني. فلازم نجيبها بنسبه معينه عشان الجسم يبدا يدخل في الكيتوزس ويحرق، والانسولين يقل في جسمه. بس احنا كمان بنعمل غلطه كبيره، وانا عايزه اسال فيها دكتور فازيري. يمكن احنا في شعبنا مصر متعودين دايما في كل دايت كل اسبوع نعمل تشيت ميل او تشيت داي، يعني ناخد وجبه مفتوحه او يوم مفتوح. ودي حاجه ما اعرفش يعني حضراتكم جربتوها ولا لا، بس هي انا اعتقد دي من الحاجات اللي هي مش لطيفه جدا في تبويظ الدايت ككل يعني. I was talking about the cheat day. We love that in Egypt and all the Middle Eastern. I think you are familiar about that. He loves that. We used to do that, and we used to have a cheat meal but it's not a cheat meal, cheat day.
Cheat day, yeah.
And when we go to the doctor and weight ourselves, this is the day.
I know.
The victory.
Yeah.
And then we get it back, and then we start that week after.
So, see, that's the thing. Right there, we're talking about the weight the number you see on the scale. So what you eat is weight.
Yes.
So if you don't eat, the weight comes down, but doesn't mean your fat came down.
Yes. Yeah.
When you're trying to diet, your metabolism is very complex. So you need to really be careful. It's because I have thousands of patients that come into, everyone's done the cheat day, and they talk about, can I cheat on this, can I cheat on that? I tell them, I say, okay, if you're trying to stop smoking, do you stop smoking for 6 days, and day 7 you smoke 3 packs a day?
Yeah, هو دكتور فازيري بيقول أنا بقول للعيانين عندي إن أنت مثلا لو هتقلع على التدخين هتقعد 6 أيام ما بتشربش سجاير مثلا، وتيجي اليوم السابع تشرب، فما ينفعش. يعني هو بيقول الفكرة دي مش فكرة كويسة للدايت خالص يعني.
Yeah. Right. So the reason people tend to cheat or their cheat days is because they I don't want to go into the reason of it actually, but let's go back. What happens? There's no reason to cheat. If you cheat, what happens is you're affecting your metabolism again, affecting those hormones. When we work with patients, we're trying to change their metabolism. So there are a couple of things that you need to change when you're dieting, when you're trying to lose body fat. Number 1 is you change your eating habit and you change your eating style. Number 2, you change your metabolism, because it's the metabolism that's going to help you maintain the weight long term. Okay, once you change that, and your metabolism always follows your diet. So you may have a certain type of eating habit or eating style for years, maybe 5, 10 years. You eat in a certain way, your body changes, your metabolism changes based on your diet. So when we're trying to change it back, you have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you basically take your metabolism back 5 years or 10 years.
Yes.
So that's where now you're fresh. Yeah. And you don't really need to cheat because you don't have cravings. If you're doing a diet properly, you're not hungry, you're not tired, you have a lot of energy, all the health signs should be there, healthy, and you never plateau. Okay?
Yes.
So that's the key. If you plateau on a diet, if you stop losing weight, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Now I know.
So
now I know.
Yeah, because when you're dieting, your body has when we do testing on patients, we test their metabolism.
Yeah.
We see how many calories they burn per day.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say somebody burns 2,000 calories a day. Okay. So that 2,000 calories, you're going to burn it no matter what. Okay. If you're alive and you're breathing, you need those calories. That calorie is fuel. It's gasoline for your body. So if you're losing weight, if you're losing fat, if you change from carbs to fat and burn fat, you should be burning calories even in your sleep. So you should not plateau. You continue to lose weight even in your sleep.
Let me translate this to them. هو دكتور فازيري بيقول ان احنا لما بناخد شيت ميل او دين او نلخبط الدايت وناخد وجبه مفتوحه واحنا اثناء الدايت، ده بيلخبط الحرق جدا جدا جدا. يعني بترجع تاني من الاول، تبتدي تدخل انك تحاول تحرق الدهون، وده هو ده الهدف يعني. فالنصيحه ان انتوا طبعا اول حاجه ما تاخدوش الشيت ميل or cheat day at all. يعني لما تخسوا بقى يعني نسبة كبيرة جدا ويبقى تحت الدكتور يقول بس ما ينفعش كل اسبوع، دي بتخليك تدخل في السايكل تاني بتاع الخسسان والحرق من جديد يعني.
So you're burning your fuel 24/7. You're always, as long as you're breathing, you're burning something. So what all we need to do is change that fuel source from carbs to fat. When we do that, you never fail, you always lose, and you lose until you need to lose, and then you stop. And then you stop the weight loss, then you go into your maintenance. But during that time when you were on your weight loss plan, and you change your metabolism, you change the hormones and the enzymes, your body changed over that period of time, then when you go into your maintenance, you're starting fresh. Now, in maintenance, now you figure how many calories you need to eat so you don't gain the weight, you exercise.
يعني مهم جدا ان انتوا لما نعمل كلنا الدايت ان احنا مش بعد ما نخلص الدايت ان احنا مش خلاص وستوب وجو باك بقى للخبطه والاكل. اهم حاجه التثبيت الوزن، المينتننس، ده اهم مرحله كمان. بتبقى عارف انت محتاج ايه كالوريز في اليوم. لو يعني ما زودتش عن عمرك ما هتتخن. مش مشكله في المينتنس ان انت تاخد مره تشيت اور ويل توك اباوت ذات يعني كمان. بس قصدي ان انت لازم قوي اهم حاجه عشان الدايت يكمل والواحد ما يرجعش يتخن ويعمل دايت ويتخن ويرجع يعمل دايت تاني، انه يعمل تثبيت الوزن بعد الدايت، مش يخلص الدايت ويستوب على كده يعني. Yeah. Let's talk about the metabolism يعني الحرق. What do you think about weight? What do you think when we hear someone saying my metabolism is low?
Is low.
Like me.
I always ask. I said, how do they test your metabolism? How do you test metabolism to see if it's low or high? You know, your metabolism, which is really interesting because we check somebody's metabolism on a. It's a very sophisticated scale that we check, and it tells you how many calories you burn throughout the day based on your height, your body fat, your lean mass, and all that. So now the metabolism is, if somebody is overweight, I have people that are maybe 300, 400 pounds, and their metabolism is much higher because your fat has a metabolism. It burns calories. So the more fat you have, the more calories you burn. So your metabolism is not really slow. It's just your fuel source, what you're burning is different. You're not burning fat, you're burning carbs. So that's where metabolism comes in. But metabolism is very used very loosely because most people think that their metabolism is slow and that's why they're not losing weight.
Yes.
But again, if you're alive, you have a metabolism, you burn. So one of the things
it changes by age.
It does change because your body's lean mass can shrink.
Yes.
And your metabolism comes down, your activity comes down, your metabolism, but not that much.
But can we work on it? I mean, if we go to the circuit training and
here's the thing. Most people think your metabolism comes from your muscles.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So if you're laying in bed and you're sleeping for 8 hours and you're burning 1,300, 1,400 calories and you're not working out, okay? So it's not necessarily your muscles. Your muscles don't burn that many calories.
But it helps.
It helps. What burns most of your calories when you test the metabolism, is your liver that functions 24/7, your brain, your heart that's pumping all the time. You're burning fuel.
Okay.
That's a machine that's working, that's burning calories.
يعني
so that's where your metabolism
انت كده بتحرق حتى وانت نايم. مش الجيم هو اللي بيعلي حرقك، يعني انت كده بتحرق. المسؤول عن الحرق هو الكبد والضربات القلب. لما بتقولك دايما لما ضربات قلبك تعلى معناها ان الحرق بيزيد يعني. ففي حاجات بتزود الحرق اكتر من الرياضه. الناس كتير بتقعد spend a lot of people spend a lot of time at the gym.
At the gym, right?
Like 2 or 3 hours يعني. Do you think this is the best way to lose weight?
It's not, there's no weight loss exercise. You either build muscle or you do cardiovascular exercise to increase your circulation, blood circulation for your health. It's not necessary. What people think about exercise is to burn extra calories. So let's say you worked out 2 hours. You burned 400 calories.
Yes.
Okay. The other 22 hours of the day, you're gaining weight if you're not doing anything right. So you're working out 2 hours, you burn some calories, you burn some fat, but if you're not eating right, there's always a diet involved.
So the diet is like 80% of weight loss.
It's 90%. It's most of
the exercise in gym.
Exercise in gym is great. It's fantastic for health reasons, for building muscle, for your weight maintenance, stress, but for maintenance.
For maintenance. And the shape and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. You can build muscle, but your muscles burn about maybe 20% of your calories. The rest of your calorie the other 80% comes from everything else. Your bodily functions, your physiology. So that's where your calorie burn comes from.
Because this is an important question. الناس دايما بتسأل ليه احنا بنروح الجيم كتير وليه مش بنخس. طب احنا بنروح الجيم نقعد ساعتين 3 وفي الاخر الميزان هو. يمكن المشكله دي كلنا وقعنا فيها، يعني احنا بنطلع بناكل ممكن نلخبط شويه بس عشان احنا رحنا الجيم. فهي الفكره بعد مده كده انت هتبتدي تكتشف ان الجيم وحده مش هو اللي بيخسس. يعني 90% زي ما دكتور فازيري بيقول 90% بالظبط من الويت لوس او الخسسان من الدايت المظبوط الصحي. الجيم حاجه مهمه انها تبقى موجوده في حياتك للياقه البدنيه ولصحتك والانرجي للستريس لكل حاجه. يعني ما فيش حد يقدر يعيش من غير رياضه. بس على الميزان لو انت بتتكلم على الخسسان هو 90% منه اكل مظبوط متظبط بالظبط حسب الكالوريز اللي انت لازم تاخدها في سنك وفي يومك وفي طبيعتك. يعني that's good.
Gina, I want to explain something. This is really interesting. We were talking about this in the car today. So when you're exercising, you're trying to burn calories. When we're burning, each pound of fat is about 3,500 calories.
Oh, okay. So, that's interesting.
Yeah, so each pound of fat is about 3,500 calories. So you take that 3,500 calories and divide that up by 30 or 31 days in a month.
Yeah.
So that's about 115 calories a day extra. If you eat 115 calories a day extra, you gain about a pound of fat per month, and you don't burn that.
That's a good point. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, 115 calories is maybe a toast or one two pieces of toast.
Yeah.
A banana, half an avocado is about 120, 130 calories. Just half an avocado.
So if you eat 115 calories extra
that you don't burn. So let's say my metabolism is, I burn 2,000 calories a day. If I eat 2,115 calories and don't burn that extra, by the end of the month, I probably gain about a pound of fat because it just slowly, your body slowly adds that into your fat cells. At the end of the year,
is very smart.
Of course, at the end of the year is about 10 pounds of weight, 10 pounds of fat.
يعني انت لو زودت عن السعرات الحراريه المسموحه ليك في اليوم، انت let's say مثلا انت مسموح لك تاخد 2000 كالوريز، لو جيت زودت مثلا 115 كالوري يعني ايكوال لبنانا او شريحه توست او وات ايفر، يعني دي في خلال الشهر تزودك 1 باوند، في خلال السنه تبقى 12 باوند. سلولي جسمك متعود على سعرات معينه، لو انت ما حرقتش الزياده بتاعتهم بتتخن الباوند ده كل شهر لحد ما توصل اخر السنه تقول ما انا ماشي كويس، هو ال 12 باوند دول انا تخنتهم من ايه؟ ف
so it's easier not to eat 112 calories or 200 calories. It's easier not to eat 1,200 calories than to go and burn it with exercise. Because I work out, I do rowing, and in each session when I row, I may burn about 400 calories in about 45 minutes. That's a lot of...
But you eat the same calorie? يعني like 2,000 per day?
No, for me, I mean, it's a little bit different because when I work out, I eat differently.
Okay. That's my question.
This is my managing, I'm talking about managing and maintaining your weight.
Yes.
So the reason I work out is because obviously for my health reasons, it's for, staying healthy. Building muscle, I'm not doing it to lose weight. I'm doing to maintain my weight and then stay healthy. But I'm saying if I burn, 400 calories, it takes me about 45 minutes of hard workout to burn 400 calories, maybe 300 calories.
Yeah.
It's easier for me not to have a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine.
Yes, instead of
working out. When you do that, and you have to be mindful of what we're eating. The problem especially with the United States, because we have a lot of patients that come in, they just came here from, let's say, from Iran, from Middle East or something, and they say, the food here is making me fat. It's making me gain weight. It's not so much the food, it's amount of food that's available. So every corner there's food. So you're constantly eating. So that little extra eating all the time.
Bites count.
You have, we're Middle Eastern, we have food on the table at home all the time.
Yeah.
So you grab a bunch of, we call it ajil, nuts or something.
You're going to tell us some tricks, especially when we are home, how to avoid the kitchen area, and what can we do to...
so it's
ايه اللي نقدر نعمله في البيت لو احنا عاملين دايت عشان ما نلخبطش وناخد لقمه من هنا ولقمه من هنا والدايت يبوظ كله، ونقول ايه اخر اليوم تاني يوم نوزن نفسنا نقول ما انا عامله دايت اهو وما خسيتش حاجه خالص. فخلينا نعمل شويه العاب كده مع نفسنا او تريكس يعني علشان نقدر ننجح وان احنا نكمل الدايت مثلا 3 شهور على بعض، مده طويله نكون وصلنا كل واحد طبعا عايز يخس حاجه معينه، فاللي عايز يخس رقم هياخد 3 شهور، اللي عايز يخس رقم اكبر هيقعد 6 مانثs. فايه الحاجات اللي نقدر نضحك بيها على نفسنا علشان نبعد عن الحتت اللي فيها اكل والعزومات والخروجات وكده. What can we do to help ourselves?
To help yourself, you know, a trick is for a short time. You need to change a habit.
Okay.
You need to change your lifestyle. And, you know, habit is a matter of convenience. Good habit or bad habit.
Yeah.
If you have good food at home and you don't have junk food, that you're creating that convenience. So you're not, if you have good things,
you're eating the junk in front of you,
you're going to eat junk. If I have ice cream in the fridge, I'm going to eat ice cream all the time. But I know myself that not to have that. And if I want to get it, I'll have to go out of my way to get it. It's inconvenient for me to go get it, and that makes me not get that for that period of time. So that's what you want to do. You want to create convenience both for good and for bad habit. Make it inconvenient for good habit. Make it more convenient. So have your food. You know, prepare your foods. Have meals. Don't skip meals, because when you go and when you're starving, then you'll eat anything.
Yeah, can I translate this? يعني اهم حاجه بيقول لنا دكتور فريد عليها ان احنا ما نجيبش الاكل اللي هو مش صحي في البيت وبعد كده نضعف كلنا وننزل نلخبط زي كلنا يعني مش انتوا بس. اهم حاجه نجيب الاكل الصحي عشان نقدر نلتزم في الدايت. طالما في اكل في البيت مش صحي كلنا هنلخبط النظام ومش هنكمل في البلان بتاعتنا. The second one was
The trick?
Yeah.
Trick is have good food around and you know,
to prepare meals.
Prepare meals, eat healthier foods. This is when we're talking about maintaining. We're not talking about weight loss.
Yes.
Okay, weight loss is a
عايزين
whole
نحافظ
different
على
thing.
وزننا. احنا دلوقتي مش بنتكلم عن نخس بس مش عايزين نزيد في الوزن. We don't want to gain weight.
Right.
Yeah.
For not gaining weight.
Yes.
For weight loss is a different process.
Yes.
So to help you maintain, number one, you create those habits of exercising, so you burn some extra calories.
What is the minimum of walking every day? Like someone doesn't like to go to the gym and it's hard for him.
30-45 minutes. 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but you do these things consistently. When you do something consistently, it's more effective. It's kind of like if you're eating bad food or sugars or carbs and things all the time consistently for 5 years, 10 years, it changes your metabolism, you gain weight, you become unhealthy. If you're walking 30-40 minutes a day, 3, 4, 5 times a week for 10 years, that makes you healthy. So those are, again, the same thing.
Yes. يعني على أقل من 30 ل 40 دقيقة في اليوم مشي، بس يبقى فيه استمرارية في الموضوع عشان تقدر تحافظ على وزنك على الأقل 3 أو 4 مرات في الأسبوع، which is great لصحتك وإنك كمان ما تزيدش في الوزن. Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a saying you do the good things 80% of the time and the other stuff maybe 20% of the time. So,
so let's be honest with ourselves. If you are in maintenance now and we want to cheat every week, that's fine.
What do you mean by cheating?
Go out and eat whatever I want one day and then go back to the regular routine.
Are you talking about maintaining?
Yes.
Maintaining, there's no cheating because you're open to eat. Do you want to eat? You want to create a healthy lifestyle.
I want also to gain weight. But I want to enjoy life and go to restaurants and
go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
You go to a restaurant.
But then go back to my weekdays to my routine, good routine.
You know, when we talk about eating habits and eating style, and if you're not going to a restaurant every single night and eating, so
just
once a week. Once a week, you go on a weekend, you have a glass of wine, you can even have a glass of wine every other day or something, and you don't necessarily have to gain weight. But you have to adjust when if you're drinking that alcohol, you know, what else are you having with it? If you're having that dessert, are you having it every single night? Some people come in, they say, oh, I don't eat anything, but I eat popcorn and ice cream. This was one of my patients at night.
A lot.
Well, if you eat popcorn and ice cream, you're going to gain weight. And because then timing and you're creating certain things. I know metabolism is very complex. It's very difficult for people to figure it out. That's what we help our patients do.
Yes, يعني it's good ان احنا في فترة تثبيت الوزن ان احنا لما نخرج في الويك اند نلخبط، وده طبيعي مش هنحرم نفسنا، وبعد كده نرجع للاكل بطريقة اكلنا في تثبيت الوزن. احنا بنتكلم اساسي ان احنا مش عايزين نتخن وعايزين نثبت وزننا، لان احنا ناس كتير جدا بتتكلم على الدايت على طول، لكن احنا ما بنتكلمش على تثبيت الوزن بكتير. عشان كده الحلقه النهارده اساسها وهدفها تثبيت الوزن، واحنا معانا نماذج حقيقيه من دكتور فريد موجودين معانا في الاستوديو before and after. هم خسوا كتير جدا والتزموا وهيدونا نصايح حاجه عمليه، يعني الواحد فعلا يشوف بنفسه حاجه عمليه. ايه راي حضراتكم نخرج في فاصل لحد ما ضيوفنا يجوينوا us في الاستوديو ونرجع تاني معاكم.
Hi everyone. So we use the 570 segmental body composition analyzer, which is a very sophisticated and scientific device that monitors your weight loss, and we use it to accurately determine what you're losing during your weight loss journey with us. It's really important to understand if you're losing muscle mass, lean mass, water weight, fat weight. So this is how we follow you and make sure that your weight loss progress is healthy and it's effective. So come on in and shake hands with our 570 devices.
رجعنا لحضراتكم مرة تانية، ودخل معانا في الاستوديو انضم لينا اتنين من كان ليهم خبرة جيدة وجميلة في موضوع إنقاص الوزن، حاجات يعني نموذج حقيقي عشان برضو يبقى تشجيع لكل حد بيشوفنا. So let's welcome Rob from Los Angeles.
Thank you.
It's good to have you today with us.
Great
Thank
to
you
be
for
here.
coming. And Fadi من العراق. أهلا يا فادي بيك.
أهلا بيك.
أهلا بيك. So we'll talk about their experience during the weight loss and how much did they lose till now, and they're gonna give us some advice and tips for the weight loss. Yeah. So let's start with Rob. How much did you lose?
130
130. خس راب 130 pound.
in 10 months. by
In
the
10
way.
months. في 10 شهور.
Yeah.
How did you do?
I didn't cheat.
You didn't
So
cheat.
I had the opportunity to listen to you and Dr. Vaziri.
All the 10 months?
All the 10 months. I mean, so how did I do it is I decided I was going to do it before I did it. And I told everybody I'm going to lose 100 pounds. I told my wife I went and changed the food that's in my house and let everybody know that I'm really going to do it this time. And I am a person that had been trying to lose weight his whole life, always. I was always a big guy.
Oh, so you tried it before many times and
Many
you failed.
times.
Why you failed?
Because I cheated. Because I did it. I mean, I know it's hard to hear, but the real answer is that it's factual. It is science, and that when you cheat, and I don't mean a cheat day, because I definitely understand a cheat day and some of the emotional science behind that.
Yes.
But when I decided that I wanted to do this and really do it as fast as I can so that I could accomplish what I set out to do, every time I cheat it just delays that success. I will go ahead. You want to translate? Sure.
خليني اترجم لحضراتكم الاول. هو الرب خس 130 باوند في 10 شهور. قبل كده حاول يعمل دايت كتير جدا، فانا بساله انت ليه فشلت، يعني ما نجحتش في الدايتات السابقه؟ عشان كنت بخم يعني وبلخبط وما بمشيش كويس على النظام. لكن المره دي قلت انا لازم بقى هخس وانا اعملها ومش هلخبط ابدا، وده خلاص ده قرار مني انا. فهي جت حاجه من النفس قويه ان هي ديسيجن يعني. Yes.
And really the word decision is hard. When we're trying to lose weight and decide what we're going to eat 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, we have to make a decision.
Yes.
That's hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm an indecisive person, and I want to justify having this versus this. Every decision I do that. So when I did this plan, I had already made the decision. So it was actually freeing in my mind. I was thinking this isn't working, or I wasn't thinking, wait, if I did take that little snack, I guess it doesn't work. Like I didn't have to worry about any of that. I just followed what the protocol was, didn't cheat, and gained the benefits along the way. And it is nice that Dr. Vaziri's plan does work fast. The ketosis does help you burn fat quickly, and that gives you hope.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
So what's your advice for us? And tell me now, are you on maintenance?
So I'm actually, right now, I'm probably want to lose about 20 pounds. I'm excited. We're going to get back to the office afterwards and kind of get back on protocol, which is really just sticking to it. I'm going as long as I need to lose the weight that I want to lose, and then go back into maintenance. So I've done this a couple of times.
That's good. Do you exercise or regularly?
When I'm in maintenance, yeah.
Oh, you didn't start?
I did not exercise one time to lose 130 pounds.
Even walking?
I mean, I might have walked because it was COVID and we were just walking, but very minimal. Very minimal.
So you just follow the protocol, you
It's
never
all
cheat?
nutritionist. All nutrition.
So that's 100%.
100%.
It's not even 90%.
100%.
هو ال10 شهور كلها ما كانش بيعمل اكسرسايز، بس كان يعني بيمشي بره، ما بدأش الاكسرسايز الا في فتره التثبيت اللي هو هيبدأ دلوقتي، وهو محتاج يخس كمان، هو عايز يخس كمان 20 باوند زياده كمان، فهو سعيد ان هو هيرجع تاني للدايت. و I think you're satisfied with the healthy lifestyle.
So yes, I definitely changed how I also eat. I'd say the biggest thing that I've noticed is how much food I used to eat. And even when I come off protocol sometimes and I'm on a break, let's say, and I'm kind of eating what I want, what I notice more than anything is how much more food I eat that we really don't need. We really don't need to be satisfied. So yeah, when I'm
How do you feel now, and
maintenance,
how is your health now?
my health is great. So the side effects of being on this, when losing 130 pounds, is that I was taking high blood pressure medicine. I no longer take it. I had at one point had a blood clot and was on blood thinners. I no longer take those, so I am medication free. I maintain my blood pressure with my nutrition. I can tell you if my weight's up, my blood pressure's up. If my weight is where I want to be, my blood pressure is...
أدوية الضغط بطلها، وحاجات كتير من أول ما خس 130 باوند صحته اتغيرت خالص، وفي فعلا حاجات أدوية بطلها. عشان كده مهم جدا إن احنا نخس وزن، مش بس لصحتنا، وعشان نمنع نفسنا من أمراض كتير كمان. Let's have the other story. فادي، أهلا. Can we talk?
Actually, I wanted to go back to what Rob was saying about maintenance. So one of the things we didn't talk about maintenance is important to do what we call metabolic reset. Okay. First of all, when you lose the weight, as I mentioned initially, weight gain is natural. It's a natural body's process based on how many calories you eat. So you're not always counting calories and watching what you're eating. So you can gain 5, 6, 7 pounds a year. So if you do go back and do the protocol, what we do, we call it metabolic reset. You do it for a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you get rid of that and you reset your metabolism again to a healthy metabolism. And also it reminds you of your lifestyle, and then you go back to your normal maintenance again. So that's part of it. It's kind of like when you go to the dentist. They tell you come and do a cleaning every 6 months or every 4 months, depending on what you're eating, how you're taking care of your teeth. It's the same thing. It's when you get a haircut. Everything has maintenance.
التثبيت مهم جدا، ودي حاجة لازم زي كل حاجة ما بتحتاج لتثبيت، لازم برضو الدايت ده حاجة مهمة قوي ان احنا نثبته. I just want to take your permission to talk.
Of course, yes.
So فادي، قول للسادة المشاهدين يعني امتى بدأت الدايت مع دكتور فازيري؟
صار لي I lost 8 pounds ب 10 أيام. صار لي هاي يوم الأربعاء حيكون ثاني أسبوع لي، وهاي كبداية كويس قوي.
طب حلو خالص. انت ايه النصايح اللي تحب تقولها للناس اللي عايزين يخسوا بقى جزء كبير يعني؟
انا جربت كل حاجه، يعني من الكيتو دايت، اوزمبيك، everything almost. ما فيش حاجه يعني اشتغلت معي، واللي اشتغل مثلا الكيتو دايت اعطاني هاي كوليسترول فكان لازم اوقفه. اوزمبيك I lost 10 pounds and then I gained the 10 pounds and more. بس مع البروجرام اللي انا معه دلوقتي I'm satisfied because you don't feel hungry. في سناكس كمان انه تاكليها. اخر سناك مثلا على الساعة 11 10 بالليل انه تشيبس، طبعا تشيبس يعني خاص مو اي تشيبس، وبروتين تشيبس. فطول اليوم يعني انت بتاكلي المقدار المعين مع السناكس انه الامور تمام.
So you enjoy the diet still.
That's
very important.
انه على طول اليوم انت شبعانه، ما فيش جوع يعني. واللي هاي المشكله الاكبر كانت عندي.
يعني هو يعني زي ما انتم سامعين، هو فادي بادئ لسه الدايت، وهو بيقول انه مهم ان الواحد يستمتع بالدايت اللي هو بيعمله عشان ما يلخبطش، وانه يكون شبعان ما يكونش جعان، لان هو اي واحد لو جعان في الدايت هيلخبط يعني. So it's a good that we have different point
of views. Yeah, you know, done it for 10 months, 130 pounds, 4 years ago. Just brand new. One of the important things is when someone's starting a diet program, the first 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, your body wants to change everything. Everything's changing. Your metabolism is changing, the hormones are changing, your enzymes are changing, your body wants to burn muscle mass and lean mass and all that stuff. So you have to make sure that you're getting enough nutrients so your diet, you're not losing a lot of muscle mass. So that's where understanding what you're doing, how you're losing weight is really key, and it's important to maintain. People they become hypoglycemic, for example. They get dizziness and stuff initially. Our dieters don't, because what they get is everything they need for their body to function properly during the initial first 4 to 6 weeks. And then after that, it's just, home free, because the metabolism changes. They're burning fat on a regular basis, consistently, and they're not hungry. One of the reasons is, when we talk about having a lot of energy, when our patients are on the diet, they have more energy. They don't need as much sleep. Their inflammation is down. Their fatty liver starts to go away. One of the things that happens is when you're not dieting, when you're burning carbohydrates for fuel, you're only getting basically one source of fuel, so carbs or sugars, basically. When you're dieting, and if you're doing it right, you're getting 3 sources of fuel. So you're burning fat, which gives you more calories per gram, twice as many. So that's your free fatty acid. You're burning ketones, and you're burning also glucose. So your body is making its own sugar. It's making its own glucose for your brain function. So you're getting good sources of fuel. That's why you're not hungry and have good energy.
Yes, exactly. How do I know when I need to change my diet? ازاي اعرف ان احنا لازم نغير الدايت اللي انا فيه ده مثلا مش جايب نتيجة؟ امتى اعرف ان انا محتاجة اغير؟ How do I know?
Change your diet for...
Because not everyone follow a right plan. For him, I was, for example, on intermittent, which is not bad, not very low calorie, no fats at all. But after 2 months, stop working.
That's when you know you didn't.
Yes, right. Yeah, but I insist.
Listen,
I insisted and I continue the same.
But it doesn't work.
Yes, but I insist more.
I know, but it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because your body.
Yeah.
Your body has a defense mechanism. Okay, it wants to prevent you from losing weight because it thinks you're going to continue to lose weight. So it's a defense mechanism. Number one. Number two, you're not releasing the fat necessarily to burn, and your metabolism starts to come down because you're because you're not eating enough. You're not getting enough of nutrients. So when you're doing a diet, you need to make sure that your macros and micronutrients are there. Macros and micronutrients, your proteins, your carbs, your fats, your minerals, your electrolytes, your vitamins, all of those things have to be there to make sure that your body doesn't feel like it's starving. It doesn't feel like it's in danger. So when it doesn't feel like it's in danger, all of a sudden switches over and you're burning fat, because the fat that we have on our belly, what we call subcutaneous fat, is a reserve fuel source. It's like having extra gas tanks in your car, and you just start to use those until they get empty.
الدكتور يعني بيقول انت لما بتاكل سعرات قليله جدا حرقك بيوطى، يعني الناس اللي التغذيه السليمه ما بتوصلش لجسمك الحرق بيوطى، فمش معنى ان انت بتقلل الاكل او تاكل 1 meal per day ولا 2 meals per day او تبقى low calories دي انها هتساعدك في انك تخس. بالعكس هيجي فتره بعد ما تخس اول فتره كويسه هيقف خالص الوزن شهور كتير، وده متهيألي ناس كتير جربوه يعني. فالمهم ان انت تاكل السعرات اللي الحلوه الكويسه اللي فيها التغذيه وكل العناصر الغذائيه المهمه، وما تقللش الاكل قوي وما تجوعش نفسك قوي وتدخل فيه starvation mood في التجويع، جسمك يجوع فيبتدي يلخبط الدنيا ويرجع الوزن بسهولة تاني يعني. It's a good point. Let's end the interview by saying the good portions of all the nutrients to maintain the weight, like protein in every meal, each meal.
Right.
Carb,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah. Yes, protein in every meal, each meal is really good. And
in Middle Eastern, we eat protein a lot. I mean, we say grilled chicken, grilled beef, yeah, huge plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot is a lot. It's too much. So calories, when you're maintaining, calories do count. Okay. So just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're not going to gain weight. You can eat healthy, organic, everything is great, but you're eating too many. Remember I said initially in the beginning, if you're eating too many calories, your weight gain is calorie dependent. So if you're eating too much, you're going to gain weight. So number one, you have to manage that. You have to know how many calories you need basically per day, and then choose the right calories. So protein can turn into glucose or sugar or turn into muscle or whatever your body requires for that protein, those amino acids.
Yes.
Fat doesn't turn into sugar that much.
How much, if we want to
typically, the recommendation is, they call it 40-30-30. So 40% of your calories should maybe come from carbs, maybe between 30 to 40.
Okay.
Some people are less. 30 from fat, 30 from protein. Now, older people, they need a little bit more protein, so up to maybe even 35%.
Yeah.
It's been studied, and it's very healthy to eat 30-35% of calories coming from protein. This was done in, I think, early 2000s at the Protein Summit, and they've done these studies because most people were worried about, I'm eating too many proteins, too much protein, and it's causing kidney problems. But now they see that it's not, and the right amount of protein. So protein is, I call it the balancer. 30% fat. If you're in ketosis, you're burning fat, you can even take more fat, but you have to reduce your carbs. So it's kind of but generally 40-30-30 is a good.
يعني المعدل العادي عشان نحافظ على وزننا الفاتس والكربوهيدرات والبروتين، الفاتس من 30 ل 40% من الكربوهيدرات من 30 to 40% من نظامنا، البروتين 30% والفاتس 30%. Let's make it more easier because not all the people will understand the percentage.
Okay.
When we say a piece of protein in lunch or dinner,
so let's say half an ounce of chicken. Half an ounce of chicken is like about 224 grams of chicken.
Yeah, so one piece
half a pound.
Okay.
Half a pound.
نص pound من الchicken مثلا per each meal. يعني احنا بديك
not per each meal.
Per all day.
No.
Yes.
I'm trying to explain how much protein is in chicken, for example.
Yeah.
So half a pound of chicken has about 60 grams of protein.
Okay. Okay.
So there's a calculation. I mean, you can probably find these calculations you can find them online, but typically anywhere from, again, if you're looking at 30% of your calories, so let's say somebody needs to have 2,000 calories a day.
Yes.
So 30% of it, that's 600 calories that should come from protein, for example.
Yes. We are in maintenance now. So
right, in maintenance,
yes,
exactly. We're not trying to lose weight. So about 600 calories from protein, so divide that by 4, that's about 150, somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around grams of protein, 120, 130 grams of protein.
Like from 6 to 8 ounces per
eight. But you're getting protein everywhere. You get protein in the nuts, you get protein in your dairy, you get protein in your meats. So that's how you count those proteins.
How about the healthy fats?
Healthy fats, about, again, 30 grams. But 30 grams of fat is less because each gram of fat is 9 calories. So that 600 divided by 9, that gives you about, what? About 90, I don't know, you gotta count that. I was really good in chemistry.
Let's say it's like 2 tablespoons of healthy fats per day or maintenance.
Well, we're looking at, for maintenance, we're looking again. You got to calculate. You got to base it on you. You can't just say 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons because everybody's different.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates. If you're working out, if you're exercising, about 40-45% can come from that. And if you want to do it less even, but you have to pick the carbs.
Yeah.
Your fruits are carbs.
Yes.
Your vegetables are carbs.
Yeah.
You know, there are carbs and everything on your grains, your pastas, everything has carbs.
Yes.
So you're getting it from everywhere. So you got to be careful with that.
يعني يا رب نكون ان احنا نقدم لكم حاجه النهارده ان احنا ازاي نحافظ على وزننا وازاي ما نتخنش وازاي الرياضه مهمه بس مش هي الاساس في انقاص الوزن. 90% من انقاص الوزن هو النظام الصحي اللي بتمشي عليه مده طويله. موضوع التشيت ميل وتشيت داي ده مش ما ينفعش خالص في نجاح اي دايت. يمكن وانت في التثبيت تقدر تاخد في الويك اند تخرج وتنجوي لايف، بس طبعا during الوقت اللي بتخس فيه لا يحبذ خالص ان انت تلخبط او تاخد تشيت ميل. احنا طبعا في اسئله كتير ما غطيناهاش ومواضيع كتير في المجال التغذيه هياخد طبعا اوقات تانية كتير نقدر نتكلم فيها. انا بشكركم جدا. let me thank you Fadi ورaf for joining us today in the studio in Logos. Good luck.
We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back when it's
after 1 month and
yes, and thank you Dr. Fred so much and for joining us. Thank you. And we didn't cover all the questions. That's good, so we can see you more and more in the studio.
There's a lot to cover.
Yes, there's
so
a lot.
much,
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. بشكر حضراتكم على وجودكم معنا النهارده، ويا رب تكون الحلقه مفيده. لو في اي اسئله تحبوا ان احنا تكون موجوده في الحلقات القادمه او في كل فتره لما نعمل موضوع التغذيه، بليز let me know عن طريق لوجوس او عن طريق صفحتي على الفيسبوك. تواصلوا معنا عن طريق قناه في اي اسئله تحبوها. وشكرا لحضراتكم ونشوفكم في حلقات قادمه وكنيستي في المهجر.